Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has condemned the United Kingdom's decision to suspend several arms export licenses to Israel, calling the move shameful. The UK halted 30 out of 350 export permits, a decision that has now sparked one of the sharpest diplomatic crises between London and Jerusalem in decades. In response, Israel has taken an unprecedented step, banning all official British government representatives from entering the country. This is not a minor diplomatic rebuke but a complete shutdown of governmental access. Netanyahu accused the UK of betraying an ally and emboldening terrorist groups, describing the move as a moral and strategic failure. The fallout began just 4 days after Prime Minister Keir Starmer supported international criminal court warrants for Israeli leaders and imposed a total arms embargo, not just on offensive weapons but on defensive systems that Israel says protect civilians from rocket fire. The reaction was immediate and severe. Even Britain's own diplomats were blindsided. Reports suggest Dame Barbara Woodward, the UK's ambassador to the United Nations, learned of the move through Israeli diplomatic channels rather than from London. Her resignation letter was reportedly prepared the same night. Senior figures at the Foreign Office and intelligence agencies were equally caught off guard, while Foreign Secretary David Lammy was en route to Tel Aviv when his landing clearance was abruptly revoked, his plane forced to turn back mid-flight. Diplomatic sources described the incident as unprecedented and humiliating. Israel's response went far beyond words. Intelligence sharing agreements worth billions were suspended, and British officials have reportedly been reclassified as security risks. Israeli sources warn this rupture is permanent and irreversible. The consequences could be severe. Israeli intelligence has previously helped prevent numerous terror attacks on British soil, a critical pipeline of information that is now frozen. Cybersecurity firms from Israel, which protect parts of Britain's infrastructure and financial systems, are withdrawing support. Joint defence projects worth an estimated £12 billion are collapsing rapidly. Inside the UK, security officials are warning of new vulnerabilities. MI5 reports indicate Iranian proxies and other hostile actors are already testing for weaknesses created by the intelligence freeze. Within the National Security Council, officials describe the situation as a foreign policy disaster. Critics across the political spectrum are raising alarms. Former MI6 chief Sir Alex Younger has called the embargo the worst foreign policy blunder since Suez, while former NATO Secretary-General Lord Robertson warned that Britain has lost its most vital intelligence ally in the region. The diplomatic damage extends far beyond Israel. Gulf states, including Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and Bahrain, all part of the Abraham Accords, have reportedly voiced concern about the UK's reliability. Questions are now being raised in NATO capitals about whether Britain can still be trusted as a security partner. Markets have reacted swiftly. Sterling fell against the shekel, while more than £30 billion in trade between the two countries now hangs in doubt. Israeli venture capital has begun pulling investments from London, and major joint projects in defence, biotech, and cybersecurity are being reassessed or cancelled. Within Britain's Jewish community, fear and disillusionment are spreading. Synagogues and schools that once relied on Israeli security support are now forced to operate independently. Community leaders describe the atmosphere as one of deep anxiety and betrayal. In Washington, frustration is growing. The CIA and other Five Eyes partners depend heavily on intelligence shared between Britain and Israel. Senior US officials are now openly questioning London's judgment, warning that Britain is choosing irrelevance over influence. Meanwhile, in Westminster, political tremors are shaking both major parties. Former Prime Minister Rishi Sunak has seized the moment, presenting himself as the candidate of restoration and reliability. Polls suggest the Labour government is already paying a heavy political price. Behind the rhetoric lies a sobering truth: Britain's intelligence capabilities have taken a massive hit. Without Israeli cooperation, its ability to track terrorist movements, cyber threats, and Iran's nuclear activities is significantly reduced. Defense officials are scrambling to rebuild partnerships elsewhere, But experts warn that no replacement can match the decades of deep collaboration now lost. As one senior Israeli diplomat put it, this isn't retaliation, it's a demonstration. Israel, he said, is showing its allies what happens when trust is treated as expendable. Tonight, the question for Britain is simple but grave. Has the government confused moral posturing for strategy, leaving the nation less safe, less trusted, and dangerously exposed?